right, good morning. Here we go. There's the disclaimer. This is not financial advice. This video is for informational and entertainment purposes only. Let's get started. There's the cues. Had a good day yesterday. And look like we should be pushing up again today. The upper limit today is 630, which we tagged in the overnight trading. The mid is 625. I think it's going to be the 626. This is going to be your major support. Obviously we can dip down below that down here, 623.43. I'd be all right. That'd be a good reset and then continue up from there. We have jolts today, job openings and labor turnover. So that comes out a half hour after open. So if we were to sell down and then get jolts and then bounce, or the opposite, sell up, get rejected off this 630, and then go down, you never know how the day will go. But overall, my bias is still up. See how the 50's turning up? Let's zoom in here. See how this 50 moving average is curling up? 200's rising. You're above the 5 MA, which is at 626.94. So if we close above 627 today, that'd be even more bullish. But yeah, with that 50 curling up, I expect that to start pushing price. I expect us to start flying out of here. Let's go to the 5 minute. And here's those lines. Look on the 5 minute, look where that 200 is, right at that 626. So I can completely see testing 630, dropping down to 626 range, and then coming up, breaking 630 today. I would like a huge day. I want a huge day to come out of. I mean, yesterday was a big day. That was a 10-point move from open right off the bat. I mean, if you were playing options, or futures, that was huge. But yeah, I want us to have another big day like that, except without starting so far low. That was the problem yesterday. That's why it didn't seem so huge, but it was a huge day. But now, starting off in the 626 range and then taking off, that's what I'd like to see, a huge day from there. Let's get into the 640s. Just leave the bears behind. That's what I'm waiting for, but we'll see. The market moves in its own time. Let's take a look at a couple stocks. Let's go right to Cliffy. Spike up in the morning. That'll never hold. It's Cliff. But I like where we are. I like getting back into this mid-range here. And so then we can start popping up out of here. Let's look on a larger. See, this structure is right here. and we curl down. I mean, this is a great correction of this move up. That's a good correction. So I'd like to see us pop out of here. Again, above 1460. That's what I want. 1466. Pop up over that, and then let's start rallying in cliff. I mean, we're getting close. This has been beating on this RSI breakout line. I mean, eventually it could fail first and then break out, but I don't think so. I think it's just gonna pop out here. I think the market may be getting too bullish for the bears to continue, but we'll see. All right, let's take a look at some of my plays. Huntsman getting back above that support, looking good. AES, how about that for a morning spike? What did they have this morning? They paid a dividend, or maybe their dividends this week. I can't keep track of all these guys. Oh, EQT is going to acquire AES. Target price of 24. I like that. Okay. Hooray for me. My options will open fantastically. All right. Okay, well, that looks great, eh? Iridium. This is a play for the future. I'm bottom picking down here. I'm hoping we have a great year out of this year. So daily moves not concern me. But let's look at it, because that looks constructive here, right? I mean, we're building a constructive wave. It looks like we need one pop. And let's see, where are we on the daily RSI? Yeah, we're still okay. I mean, we need one more pop out of here. I think we need a big move to get this 50 over the 200, and then a bigger correction. All right. LAS. That's looking good. I like these moves where you get drawdowns at 45-degree angles. Those are constructive to me. Wendy's, I'm on the fence about. Neo, I'd like to see continue up here. I did not like that drop yesterday. That was or maybe it was the day before, but that was a killer, because we broke this low. Do not like that. So now it needs to pop back up, or I'll bail on this for the time. All right, let's look at my hypers. Light bridge coming off of support. It has been bouncing on this thing for weeks, dare I say. SMR, same. I'm not worried about this drop below, because I think this is going to pop back out. This is how these things work generally. This is just you can call it distribution. It's just consolidation. They're just shares are changing hands. And then they always do a fake out and then they'll blast up, because you get a bunch of people shorting this because they think it's going to drop all the way down here. Oh, it's a head and shoulders and we're going to crash. And it's not, and it'll catch them and rip up. That doesn't mean they can't be right and this drop again. I mean, it is a head and shoulders, so it can drop down here to 14. Boy, wouldn't that be a gift? But I don't expect it. I expect these nuclears to start picking up bids again. See, I like this. This is constructive to me. Let's look on a daily. Yeah, see, oh, we broke back down though. See, that a terrible candle. Fine. Then we just get these terrible candles just one day at the worst time. So yeah, this needs to reverse. Otherwise, it'll have a larger drop. So that's the case with all these. So this 45 decline, that needs to, it can't just hit its head here. We need to close above 18. I mean, it needs to have a big day, 19 plus. If we just hit our head here, then yeah, it'll most likely drop again. So that's something to look for with the uranium. Retail still looks strong. AEO still looks good. Still just messing around this support. I expect us to take off from that on a larger view. See, we're just starting to curl up again. Yeah, it gives me more confidence that we're going to start flying up out of here for one last big move. Not one last, but in this sequence. Same with ANF. That looks great. Gap. This one I'm confident is going to have a huge move coming out of here, because it's been consolidating on this for a long time. And huge move that's relative. But I like this. I think this is going to start squeezing up. What do we look like on the weekly? Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at this trend line we're breaking. From 2013. And see this, you just had crossed over. And you have a lot of separation there. And just crossing over. But now we've crossed over and held. This is different than this. Now it looks like we want to push up. And yeah, I'm all for that. Let's get going, Gap. These retail look really good. What's that tell you? It tells me that the numbers in the economy are fine. And it's just, the economy's not fine. It's just there's so much money in there, so much money being thrown at it, that people that have it have it. I mean, there's tons of it out there. It's not going to everyone equally, but there's tons of it out there. There's trillions of it out there. All right, let's look at the new tech and end this. This ASTI, I just didn't get enough of this thing. This thing just keeps going up. I mean, I sold it at $6 and then it just keeps flying. I'm like, why am I selling this thing? Deft. This is good. I like this retrace is fine. Let's get another big move out of here. Let's get another 10% day. AMPX. Yeah, still like that one. AAOI. I'm telling you, this thing is destined for 100. This is just the look, it's breaking out. It's breaking out of all-time highs. No, it's not. Just kidding. But it should get back up here. That's what I expect. I expect this move to start pushing up into the hundreds. As it is right now, I mean, you're outside the Bollinger. Well, you're in it now, but this just wants to push outside these Bollingers. And you don't stay outside Bollingers for very long. But man, you are squeezing up. I don't view this as a negative divergence. I view this as this wanting to push up out of here. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Rich Tech. This one again, right back on support. Let's get another day out of this. Another big day. Poet having a good morning. Not even get out a moo signal. I expect it to at least get back to this $7.05, $7 range. Qubits. Ugh. And it's got a hold here. Got a hold or it's going to get a larger drop down into this 16 range. Iron has earnings on Friday. So my feeling is if iron drops, look at it sitting on support though. I'd like a bounce and then I want to see iron down going into earnings. If it's up, that worries me. But if it hangs around this support, yeah, I'd be interested in that. Space got whacked yesterday for whatever reason. This is pretty ominous, huh? That's a lot of turnover and a lot of chop. Which way do we come out of this? Because this could easily break down. I mean, this is a large gap. I mean, I would vote break down. But do we see that in the market? This looks like it wants to turn up for today, but let's see. I mean, that 50 just crossed. This could get whacked at in the morning at open. Triple D, this is, again, I think this is just stretching into a big move. But I'm bullish on this. So let's see. Again, this is one of those long plays where I'm just, and the reason why is because this low back here held. So that low held, but we did break the COVID low. That worries me. It worries me. It doesn't scare me out. But I expect this to have at least a bounce come off this bottom. I look for something much, much bigger, but we'll see. I mean, it should get a move here soon. It's getting close to, well, it's not do or die time because it can drop down to 180, but it's getting closer. These all need to start. Ugh, that was terrible. These all need to start showing me something. And they do at different times, which makes sense because the market's just churning right now. It's it's getting people to change positions, change hands, and then once they have all their positions set, they'll take off. This should get a bounce. I mean, that separation, this should get a bounce soon, but that doesn't. It needs to be a huge bounce for it to be constructive. ASTS in that space that got whacked. This will have a hard time breaking 100, but if it does, it'll come back down into this 88 range. Again, this is one of my larger positions, one of my long holds. Rocket Lab again, another one of those that got whacked, but it's trying to break this resistance. Unlike ASTS, which is broken, made is just in clear air. I think this will come down eventually, but no, actually, I like where it's holding here. I like the market to start reversing. Planet Labs, another space, one that got whacked. Again, trying to break this resistance. Now let's take a look at Argentina, because that has been just tossing around in no man's land for a long time. Now I like the breakout, and it looks like we're retesting. See how this, to break out of this line right here? Here, I'll draw a line. That will help. So there's our breakout line. And then we have this. I'll make it and then change it. Then we have this smaller one here. That we're just sitting on. So we should start picking up support here. And then I think we'll get a big move coming out of this. Because look at this huge gap up that we had. And then we've just been consolidating in here. And now we've broken out of that. Again, this I don't think this has any. I don't think this wants to decline because there's money. I mean, there's money flowing into Argentina. And that goes into the banks, which is where I'm mostly located in Argentina. But these are all very similar charts, and they all look really good. I mean, another pullback and then take off. This is the one that does not look good. This is the one that I don't own out of here. I just keep my eye on it. Okay, let's Go back to the cues and close it up. I'm a little early this morning. Again, on the daily, I really like that. I like this 50 curling up. I like what I'm seeing here. Again, I'd like to see us get above 630. What I'd really like to see is us hit 640, maybe 643, 644, but that would be crazy. Let's see. All right. And with that, be safe out there. And as always, good luck.